Hello everyone and welcome back to Mentos Plays Our Darker Purpose. We are here for episode 13, which of course the biggest change since the last episode is the fact that we have unlocked the power perk, which is going to allow us to destroy a variety of things, including these Tesla coils, and pretty much any obstacles that stand in our way, which is going to be a huge help in terms of, if there are rooms where one of the hardest parts of it is actually reaching the enemies to hit them, that's not going to be an issue for us anymore. We're actually going to be able to clear out the path to them easily, and that'll make a big difference for us, of course. So we are going to do our best to get through this floor nice and easily, and make use of this perk as we go on through. I do want to throw out there at the beginning of this episode that this might have a little bit of an odd cut between episodes. My dinner is currently being made, and if that is finished, I will probably cut the episode where we're at, and then depending on the time differences between the split, either post both of them up tonight or post one tonight and one as tomorrow's episode. So we will see how that's going to go as time goes on. We're just going to clear out some of these Tesla coils to make things easier for ourselves in getting this chest. And in terms of controlling the bounces of these spike balls, which are one thing that we can't destroy. And we get the teddy bear, which gives us max resist, which is really good early in the game. Obviously we have, how much damage can we take? 120 damage total. So that's going to make a big difference for us. Get a shot in there at least on some harmless markings while she's in the chalkboard. Another couple here. And oh god. Norden popped up as usual and caused some problems, which is not that surprising, honestly. That tends to happen quite often. We're going to play it a little bit safe. I would like to get an A on this floor. There are still plenty of things that we need credits for, although this perk is obviously one of the better ones in the game, and definitely one of the more useful ones in the game. I think I got one hit in there before she got out of the way. We're going to try to toss in a couple that way and then get out of dodge of these chalk clouds. And here she comes, so let us do our best to take her out. Well, I mean, we aren't going to take her out on this run through most likely unless we get a lot of crits, but... Oh, that was a good shot. Oh, we did get rid of her. Okay, we are going to go... Cordy in the Chalk Cloud Factory is +5 damage. Using chalk permanently increases attack speed by 5%. We're going to go with this one. +5% attack speed and vending machine price is discounted 20%. That adds up a whole lot in the game where money is not that common. But yeah, we're going to try to get through as much as we can before I have to consider making a break. And show off this new perk to see how things go. We got a bright floor versus a gluttonous floor. That's got extra juice box cabinets. This one's well lit. We're going to go with the bright floor. The gluttonous floor would not have a vending machine if I recall correctly. And quite frankly, I would rather have that than more juice boxes dropping. These early floors shouldn't really be too much of an issue for us, although I did just take a little bit of damage there. And a little bit more there. But in general, these early floors aren't going to be too much of an issue for us. So the gluttonous floor doesn't help me a whole lot. Compared to having a vending machine if we can get some credits, especially given the fact that we have that 20% discount on our side. Obviously the vending machines are much more useful than they even normally are. So for a wealthy floor or a little bit later game gluttonous floor, I probably would have, plus 10% range is really good. I probably would have stuck with going to the one that had the bonus, but for the fact that we are in a situation where juice boxes aren't that helpful, I'm going to stick with what we've got now. Also, if this perk tends to make things too easy, I may end up just going back to the other perks eventually. And I do plan on doing some things like eventually I would like to get into, there is a perk that allows you, that gives you double damage taken but you get double credits. I would actually like to jump in and try a couple runs of that once I'm a little bit better at the game and we have made some more progression. And during that I will probably have a lot harder time with things. But we'll see how that gets to when we get to the point when I am actually confident enough in my abilities to try that. It is really kind of an interesting way to play though, especially given hard mode that comes up eventually. Minus 10% move speed for plus 8 tokens or plus 50 life. We're going to go with plus 50 life because, I mean, 8 tokens is pretty good, but move speed is generally a rather sore spot in this game. And losing 10% I don't think is worth getting 8 credits. So instead we're going to stick with what we have. Apologies there. Let me see, we're going to take out those guys first. Next we can take out these jack throwers. This range is proving useful immediately, which is usually the case. Range is one of those upgrades that is very seldom not worth getting. It does allow you to play a little bit safer in general. Let's go down next, see what we got going on. We got some bubble dudes, not that much of a concern. If they were champions, they would be a little bit more difficult, but as it stands, not much at all. The other thing with this perk is that it does increase the size of our shots, which I would think gives them a little bit larger hitbox than they would normally have. And that does make a difference, of course, in terms of allowing us to hit things that we aren't perfectly lined up with. But I mean, one of the biggest parts, of course, is the ability to destroy traps like these furnaces here, so we don't have to deal with the fire when we walk into rooms. We don't have to deal with the wardrobes. We can get rid of them pretty quickly and then just deal with things as they come. Obviously this room, everything is going to disappear eventually anyway. We just have to survive long enough, which should be no problem. I can't actually remember if the furnaces disappear. They do not, so we might as well shoot those. And we got the gourmet turtle, so once our teddy bear wears off, we will still have a 20% resist at the very least. And we have our vending machine here. We can't quite afford anything but chalk. I would love to get Cat's Cradle, but we aren't going to be able to afford that. I am actually going to pop a juice box and grab that one right here. No use really hanging on to it, and I'm not too worried about the boss fight coming up. You know, practically speaking, for best usage of things, I would have fought the boss first in case I take damage, and then I could heal up afterwards, which I did take damage almost immediately. More damage than I really thought that I should have. Oh god. You are making me regret my decision, game. You are making me regret it big time. But yeah, you know, it is kind of a balancing act of time saved from backtracking versus health gain from it. You know, we probably would have gotten, or we definitely would have gotten a full use out of the juice box. Oh my god, why am I taking so much damage against this guy? He's not that hard. We probably would have, we definitely would have gotten enough health out of it to make it worth backtracking. But in order to save some time, I just used it up early. Not the biggest concern. You know, we aren't that bad off on life even with that fact. I do wish this guy would die a little bit quicker though. Oops. Oh my god. 30 damage on this fight so far. That is 10 times being hit by those flames. Our teddy bear is crying. Come on now. Okay. A little bit more damage. We are very soon going to turn... I'm going to run out of our 100% resist, I have a feeling. Even though we haven't... Well, no, I guess we haven't really taken that much damage, all things considered. I think we had like 4 damage on the last floor, and we had like 5 before we got to this boss fight, so we still got a ways to go on that now that I think about it. If I can make that survive until the battle with the Wound Ward Fortress, I'll be quite happy. It might be a little bit tough, but we'll give it a shot. Too big, wealthy, or underlit. We're going to go with wealthy. The too big would have been useful in its own right, but the wealthy is going to give us more credits, which of course we can use toward our abilities to make use of that perk that we got earlier that lowered the vending machine prices. So, of course, these batteries are one thing that we can't destroy with our power perk, but they are also something that can be useful to us in its own right, so that's not so bad of a thing. These two just kind of stay aligned here. We'll be in good shape. That's kind of troll right there, that I have to walk through those jacks in order to get to those coins. I guess I'm gonna do it. We did get all 4 of them in one go, which makes it worth it. Obviously we aren't gonna have a shop on this floor, which makes it a little bit less valuable, but we're also going to be able to do things well enough on our own right. So, okay, get out of the way. I still got hit like an idiot. Oh, nope, 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 nope. You could have gotten out of that in a better way if I had been more prepared for it, but I thought I could get out the way I was going, and it didn't work out. Let's get rid of this guy real quick. And we get my manuscript, which is a very, very useful item. One of my preferred use items to get, honestly. In fact, we might as well use it up on this guy. Whoa. So that first shot just kind of disappeared, which is weird. Oh, I rolled right through the chalk. Okay, taking an absurd amount of damage thus far. Oh god, I was kind of trapped there. And I could have just shot the thing to get rid of it, but I'm still getting used to the fact that I'm able to do that. I really wish that I could take enough time to deal with these chair throwers before taking on this guy, but it's just not viable. So we will deal with this the best that we can. Once this guy's gone, this room will be very easy. He is really the only thing standing in the way of making it easy. Yep. But we have handled it pretty well, actually, all things considered. I believe that is a level up instantly item at some point, whether it's the next room or the next floor, I don't know. Well, next floor is the cookies, I believe, so not that, but I think that is a level up instantly item. I can't recall offhand for some reason, but if I'm right, I will be quite pleased with that. A few more tokens, one from each of them. Oh, juice boxes heal for 50% more. That's actually a really good item that I kind of forgot about what it looked like, because I've only had that once before on the last run. So with this extra juice box laying here, we might as well heal up in this room. And that'll, let's see, plus 5 move speed, plus 5 damage for each missing juice box. We're going to go with plus 20% attack speed here. Maybe not the best perk to go with, but definitely a viable one. We're going to try to get rid of some of these furnaces before the room ends, so that we don't have to deal with fire after it all disappears from the room going away. There we go. And we get a chalk item. Our chalk clouds now heal you for standing in them, which is obviously something that is quite useful. We also have a memory room on this floor that we'll be on the lookout for. We're going to have to keep an eye out for where our ghost man walks. Oh god. I shouldn't have taken damage on that room. I was just distracted by Mr. Ghost there. He's going to go right again. There we go. Let's go find out where this dude is going. He's going up, which is to our memory room. Excellent. Come on, Mr. Slime. There we go. And let's see now. Oop. We get our lore, which is the Wound Wards. The Wound Wards are a warlike group of muscular children, led by Goneril, an enormous student who carries 2 croquet mallets. The largest of the Wound Wards fight by hurling furniture and fists, and there aren't really any small ones. These were Edgewood's worst bullies even before the disappearance. Many were suspected of un-Edgewood behavior during last year's summer merriment, in which several of the meeker students found themselves tied to the firework launching apparatus. Today, the Wound Wards rely on simpler strategies, like blinding an unsuspecting passerby with chalk dust and then rolling globes toward him. deal over 400 damage with a basic attack on enemy, 550 credits. We already got the achievement for that one. So that lore doesn't help us out much, but it does fill out the story for us, of course, which is good in its own right. This guy can be kind of a jerk, but he's not so bad. Oh god, no. Stop that slime. Thank you. I know a lot of people really hate this boss. He's not really one of my lesser enjoyed ones to fight. You know, sometimes I mess up my dodges real bad, but for the most part, once you know his attack pattern, he's not really the worst to fight. So he is going to get 1 heal here, 2 heals, 3 heals. No! That was a lot of healing he just got. I do enjoy when him and a second helping all iron spawn in the same cauldron, because it allows you to kind of hit whichever one you get to, and that is always a plus. It actually might hurt both of them, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the hit is calculated on both enemies since their hitboxes are overlapping or not, but either way, it is very much a way to speed things up a little bit. And it gives you a lot easier to dodge situation when that happens. We are going to take this guy out, no problem, although I did just take another hit like an idiot. And I could use my manuscript again, but I would have to get in close for that. But here we go, there's 1, there's 2, and we're going to have to waste the 3rd shot since the slimes were spawned. And we're going to hit him with our best shot. Whoops. He moved right as I fired that one. And he's now at the bottom. I took some damage getting to him, but oh well. I should be a little bit more concerned about my health at this point than I am, but I know that I can come back from it, especially with that extra healing perk on the juice boxes. So I'm not the most concerned I could be. And now the Wound Ward Fortress is where we head. And we will do our best to make some good things happen here. Obviously our goal is to beat Goneril, because getting killed on the first chapter would be rather disappointing at this point in our play. I think we are well beyond the point where that is reasonable for us to do. Although, you know, even in games where you have hundreds of hours, like, say, Binding of Isaac, the chance to accidentally die on the first floor is still there, but even still, it would be rather disappointing to lose before we even get to Chapter 2. Let's see now, we got some chalk dudes who are not that big of a threat, especially considering we can clear a path for ourselves and get away in any way we want to. That cloud is going to disappear, but not in time. I was hoping it would be in time, it wasn't. Get out this way. I really like being able to forge my own paths through obstacles. It makes a huge difference in terms of your ability to dodge. That one almost got to me, but I managed to realize it was going to in time. And we get plus 15% crit chance, which is of course very, very helpful. The more crits we can do, the better. Especially with my manuscript, which does a lot of very rapid hits. If you can get a lot of crits on those, you are going to be in very good shape. Obviously, I would love to get the fragile glassware on this floor, because that would allow me to... Oh, I thought I could do it. Yep, nope, 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 nope. Let's clear out one way to shoot this guy so we can kind of bounce back and forth however we wish. We are getting a lot of token drops so far. There's a juice box over here by Mr. Green Cloud Man. And we are going to be able to take him out pretty easily, assuming we just kind of play a little bit careful. There we go. And we get Student Treaty, which I would... Oh, god damn it. I would rather have our... my manuscript than the Student Treaty. Slowing time for 2 seconds is good, and it does help on the Wound Ward Fortress. But my manuscript, especially with a crit chance upgrade, is going to give us a much more valuable ability from what I have experienced in my own time. And that'll be a good thing for us to have in terms of knocking out the small buildings before we get anything else going on. Okay, random pop-up window. Let's get ourselves resituated. We're going to go ahead and use one juice box to get back up a little bit, and then save that other one there to pick up as need be. Get rid of this guy. Oh! Hello, Mr. Hanger. So we can't get rid of the hands on the floor, as I expected, but we can get rid of this wardrobe, and that will make this room much less threatening. In fact, it makes it so that there is almost no threat outside of my own being overly cocky. And that's not what happened. Okay. Let's take out these firewalls so that we have nothing to worry about. We are getting a lot of juice box drops, and I am taking a lot more damage than I would like. I'm guessing, yes, the teddy bear has been destroyed by this point. Obviously, we aren't even at a point where a juice box is worthwhile to use, since they do 30 healing and we have only 11 health and 21 health missing. I would love to get up there and destroy the traps, but that kind of relies on my ability to navigate. There we go. We don't have to worry about any of those anymore. Now we just have to worry about a couple of chalk dudes who are not that much of a threat to us. And good. Nope. I thought that was the last hit. There we go. Let's go ahead and take these ones out. Oop. Almost let myself get caught up in that. There we go. No other rooms attached to here, I believe. So we got our boss right below us, and we got one other path to go off on. Which of course is probably going to eventually lead us to a vending machine, which could be something good in there. Let's go over this way, take out this guy. I got stuck between the cloud and the hand, and it didn't go well for us. The time key is very useful. But what we're going to do is we're going to go with a Bunsen burner and a Vexing Vial. That's going to add 7.5 to our juice box's healing for the rest of the game. We can actually go ahead and use one of them here, just to be back at full health before the boss. And then we'll go off and fight Gunrel and the Wound Wards. And hopefully it will go well for us. We do have a good 37.5 worth of healing. I mean, no, 55.5. Like I said, the time key is useful in its own right on this boss because it slows down the projectiles as well, which is of course hugely useful. But if I had to choose between that and my manuscript, which allows us to do very quick flurry damage, I would definitely choose the quick damage of the manuscript. I believe with that token, if we wanted to, we could purchase another juice box, which is, of course, something that is a viable opportunity for us. Something that we might be interested in doing. Now we have to take out these buildings down at the bottom here. And the other good thing is that with the Bunsen burner in my manuscript, it's a chance to cause a fire on a hit, but because the manuscript hits several times each shot, it is going to be a several amount of chances to start a fire on each attack that we use it for. Oh god. Why am I taking damage from this guy of all things? The bullets I could stand taking hits from. Oops, that was really just me being stupid. And that one is down. Just one more of these buildings to go. Oh my god. I'm taking so much damage. And it does round up apparently, so that is going to actually give us 38 healing per use, not 37.5, which I guess I should have known was coming, but... Oops, I thought I was going to just barely sneak out from that shot. Okay. Actually, now I think about it, I think that resist works more as a chance to resist an attack, not a certain amount of resistance depending on your percentage. Because I am now realizing that with some resist, I am resisting sometimes and not others. And we're going to come out of this floor just fine, unless I really mess up the end of this fight here. But we're not going to be in as good shape as I would like to be. Here comes Goneril. We really want to finish off the fortress before we worry about her. Although it is causing me to take some extra damage trying to dodge her and this. But it is dead now. Oops. Okay. Oh my god. I'm going to heal up because I did not realize I was getting quite so low. I forgot that she does a lot of damage to us. Oh, I shot that just too early to make it useful. Yep. And we aren't perfectly equipped for this fight. My manuscript isn't the best item for Goneril, but it's also not bad by any means. And we are going to get through this just fine unless I really mess up in terms of paying attention to my health, which could happen. I mean, we can only take like, oh god. Just die. Just die. Okay, so the importance of finding tokens: plus 25 health, restore 2% health when you pick up an Edgewood Meritus token, versus plus 10% move speed, plus 20% move speed when not damaged for 5 seconds. We're going to go with this one. This is going to give us a good amount of passive healing, assuming we find a decent amount of tokens. It does make wealthy floors even more viable than they already were. And on top of that, it is going to give us a little bit of the ability to... it's going to give us 25 life right off the bat, which is going to mean that we don't have to worry about... Oh, I'm 1 token short. I thought I had 4. I thought I had 3 when I picked up that one in the boss room. Oh my god. But, yeah, so that's going to give us a decent ability to keep ourselves nice and steady in terms of health. And obviously we got a D there, but we've got a well-stocked, we got a dorm, and we got a wealthy. We're going to go wealthy. Well-stocked would be decent because obviously more vending machines means more item possibilities, whereas instead we're going to a floor with no vending machines. But what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to heal up a bit by way of the tokens we're picking up, as I just mentioned when we got that last level. So that is a good helpful thing for us that I will not complain about having the ability to go to. And of course, with only 3 tokens, well stocked might have turned out to be completely valueless if we didn't get enough tokens to actually buy anything. So that's probably, so that's one reason to not go to that floor, because even though there was a potential for more items, there was also a potential for no items. Let's get rid of that furnace. We're going to heal up for 4 HP for every token we get, which of course isn't great, but it's not bad either. And the more health and the more max health we can gain, the better that's going to be for us. Obviously 2% isn't a whole lot, but you know, by the time we get to 100, by the time we get to 200, that's about 200 is still going to be 4 HP for us, but as we move up more and more, it's going to get even more and more. And we are actually putting up a pretty decent amount of healing this floor just from having that. Nothing spectacular, of course, but we have healed up quite a bit from tokens alone, because we have gotten quite a few. Get rid of that guy. Hopefully we can start a fire under this guy. No such luck. I wonder, do my manuscript pages destroy it? No, only my regular shots. That is important to remember. Oh, come on, start a fire under the champion. There's still so much fire. This fire is just not wanting to go away. So that is not all that useful of an item. What this is going to do is when we are confused, we're going to take 25% damage, which is really good. But if we get confused, we're probably going to take more hits than we would without it. So, I mean, there's really no benefit to getting confused to lower damage, because it is going to cost us a lot more health than it would otherwise begin to, and than it would to begin with. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those double-edged sword type items. Like, it's really good when you get into a crappy situation, but it's worthless when you're not. So it's kind of an item that's not that useful the majority of the time, and when it is, you're already in a situation that you don't want to be in. I can't believe I just walked over those jacks. I am an idiot. Get rid of that before it starts casting fire on us. Thank you. And then clear out one of them. The other one becomes extremely simple at that point. And that's all for this room. Let's go back and upward over here, see what we got going on. Oh, I missed a token over there. I didn't realize that. So like here, if we got confused, it would be helpful, but do I really want to get confused? No. Okay, we got confused, so I guess it did come out handy at some point, which is at least one benefit. The fire does do a nice bit of passive damage for us at times. Not a huge amount because it doesn't last very long, but it does do a decent amount. That is the apple experiment, which I am not interested in all that much. As useful as it is to clear out all the projectiles on screen, I would actually rather have it where I am right now, where I have an attack method. I keep not getting to these furnaces in time to get rid of them before they cast their fire. I feel like once I destroy the furnace, the fire just doesn't go away, which kind of makes it pointless to destroy them. But when I come back into the room, I don't have to worry about it. Okay, I have not actually seen these enemies very much. Only like once or twice. We do get a good item for beating this, I believe. This is kind of like a mini-boss, actually. One of the very few of those type of things in the game. But, ooh, we got a very good item from that. 20% of total HP healing after every floor, which is, of course, beautiful. And on we go to... Oh, God, walked right into him. Let's go, buddies. Let's get you dead. Another token, that's another 4 health back. So now my goal is to beat this boss without taking any damage. Because... or to be able to beat this boss without having to use a juice box, because we're going to get about a 40% heal, and a 40 health heal after the boss is over. So if I can beat it without using any juice boxes, it kind of saves me from having to use one. Of course, that strategy of kind of delaying things until we have a good chance at them, and until we're at our peak usefulness, did cost me on the last run. I mean, the reason I died wasn't because we didn't have the survivability needed to beat that boss, but because I tried to save my juice boxes in case they became more valuable and didn't make it. So I'm going to be careful, but... Oh, that's kind of useful. We can just kind of blast our way straight to him. We don't have to worry about the maze anymore. Let's get my manuscript up in here. This boss fight shouldn't be too bad at all. I mean, yeah, we're not even going to have to go through and actually go through a single maze. We're just going to have to kind of blast our way through it, which is, of course, hugely more convenient. And my manuscript does a good amount of damage when we get the chance to shoot him with it. We just have to avoid these little ice blocks flying around, and we'll be in good shape. Although I did get hit once. That was really good timing for me. And of course, since I have that nice little item there, and that nice little class there, that maze did not even cause me question. And boss is done, no healing needed, and we got 40 health healed. Wealthy or regular? Give me 1 second while I take a drink to think about this. No, we're going to go with a regular floor. The reason for that is that even though wealthy could cause us and could get us some healing that we wouldn't get on another floor necessarily. Oh my god, just get rid of that wardrobe, thank you. Taking a lot of damage so far on this floor. That's not a good sign. But as long as we can take out the enemies and get rid of some of the little obstacles here to our movement, we're in good shape. Although, obviously opening up the area also opens up the area to their shots. Let's see. A good coin is hard to find. Plus 15 life, enemies twice as likely to drop tokens. Or plus 10% attack speed. And reduce cooldown on items by 20%. This is a tough decision, because I'm looking at this, I'm saying the plus 15 life, obviously immediately useful. Enemies twice as likely to drop tokens means that we're going to get more healing consistently, and being up at 180, let's see, 1/50th of 180 is just under 4, so it'll round up to 4, so we'll be the same where we're at now. But we're going to get more tokens dropped, and the plus 15 life means that the 20% of our healing after each floor, obviously that's going to be what, one half shy of 50. So that would be, I'm 1/2 shy of 40. So that would be like 35 what we would be getting. But I'm going to go with this one. The cooldown reduction, not as much of a concern to me, but the attack speed is going to be a huge boost. The more often we can attack, the quicker we can clear areas out, the better that we can deal with stuff. So I think it is a wise decision for us, all things considered. Oh god. Wait, can I shoot those guys and get rid of them? I think I can. But right now I just want to get rid of the wardrobes themselves, because that is obviously much more useful. Oh my god. Why am I taking so much damage on this room? This isn't that hard of a room. These aren't that hard of enemies, I swear. Oh my god. They're hitting for 10 every time. Just die. Just die. Oh yeah, I could use chalk to heal as well. I actually forgot about that. 20% chance to not consume chalk on use. I am doing a very poor job of dodging right now. This is not on caliber with what I expect from myself. Not in the least. We do get a little bit more healing here. Nothing over this way, right? Right. Okay, so now we got one of these guys. And oh god, I really, really dislike this room. The wardrobes! Get up here and destroy them. Thank you. Where is the other one? It's down here. Okay. That simplifies things a bit. Although I am still taking an absurd amount of damage. I might have to start using chalk to heal here soon, which is not something that I want to do. I want to save that for offensive purposes, let's be honest here. The time key on use slows down time. We're gonna stick with my manuscript. Let's get a little bit more health back. If we do find a vending machine on this floor here soon, we could get enough juice boxes to easily get back up to full health. So I'm not in like panic mode yet, but I am in kind of I'm a bit worried mode. Oh, I can destroy the desk that guy carries around with him too. That is awesome for when it comes to the champion version of that enemy, who is usually a real pain in the neck to deal with. I am taking absurd amounts of damage again. Not playing well. Not playing well at all. I don't want to go fight the boss before I have enough resources on hand. Let's just do this. Make things nice and simple for us. Of course, there were only those 2 coins in there, so now I feel kind of silly for wasting the time doing that, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. I think also on the mazes to get to the chests, we're going to have a very, very easy time of things. Oh my god. Why? Why am I so bad? You get out of here. I really don't like you. This one isn't too bad to dodge, because her shots all move in a very, or a decently slow and very predictable pattern. Some of these guys, not so much. No, don't you even. Don't you even think about it, Wardrobe. And get a little bit more healing on this floor and on this room, which is good, because like I said, I would really rather save my chalk for offensive purposes. Oh my god. I've got to use 1 chalk to heal up a bit. It actually did pretty decent for us. I mean, it's a waste of a chalk cloud. They could have been better served on an enemy, but things aren't going great for us. I've been playing very sloppily this run, and that is definitely noticeable. Hell no, Wardrobe. Not gonna happen. You are not gonna get me trapped. Got some variety of coins nearby hands, which is going to heal us even further. Always a nice thing to have. And the hands are pretty much just a waiting game when there's nothing else in the area. There's really nothing to be afraid of with them, it's just a matter of waiting for the right time to strike. And now that we've gotten rid of these guys' desks, they are literally, like, pretty much impotent when it comes to doing damage. Oop, that was close. Nothing else of interest in this room. There's our vending machine. We can buy a lot of juice boxes. A whole lot of them. The mirror cutout I don't want to do without rolling. Plus 10% crit chance we're going to get. We're going to stock up to full on, or we're going to stock up with 3 juice boxes. Which usually there's a limit of 3 or 4 that they sell per vending machine. But 3 or 4 juice boxes is enough to make all the difference in the world. In our current situation, because we're not that poorly off on health. It's just a matter of we're not doing great either. We have actually managed to gain quite a bit of health on this floor, although I am taking damage again, but we got a lot of tokens. How would not go so far, sir? That's the other sad part of destroying the environment, is you cut off those desk conversations or object conversations, which of course are a pleasant part of the experience if you take the time to sit there and see what they have to say. Nothing else of interest in here. So it looks like we've just got the boss room, which is down in the bottom right corner there. You know, I'm just going to destroy this bed and walk the safe way. No use risking damage when I don't have to. And it is kind of an odd time, but my dinner will probably be done very shortly. So after this boss, I'm going to call this episode. And then we will carry on from here until whenever we either die or beat chapter 3 afterwards. And I went the wrong way here. But yes, we will finish this off in the next episode, which will either be posted again at the same time as this one, or coming up tomorrow, depending on how long it ends up going. Which I guess kind of gives you the ability to tell an approximation of how well I've done. Because if I post it up today, obviously it's not very long, so chances are I didn't do all that well. So I do apologize for the fact that it's going to come into that kind of a situation, but there's really not much else I can do at the moment. So this guy is going to be really easy for us. We did take some damage there early, but this is one of the easier bosses for sure. Just a matter of avoiding his desk when they're floating around. And other than that, just kind of waiting for him to get to a point where you can hit him. Oops. Of course I say he's not that bad, and then I almost die on him. But we're going to be fine here. And so, we're gonna be fine here, you know, we're beeping, but judging from the damage the desks were doing, I figured that we probably had enough health left to survive one more hit, and I could try to push myself. And I didn't actually look at my health. I was focusing on the right corner of the screen there where I was hanging out dodging, and I didn't actually see my health number, and so I didn't use a juice box. And again, my penchant for hanging on to those until the last moment cost me. Oh, that's a really disappointing way. That's a really disappointing way to die. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode and have enjoyed the series so far. Next episode we're gonna do better, okay? Next episode we're gonna do well. I was very sloppy today. I'm not sure why, but you know, it happens. You have runs like that in any game you play where you're just not playing up to your standard, and it happened. We didn't do all that well. I could have saved it, but I messed up by not paying attention to my health, and so here we are, dead before we even beat Regan again. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with more. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a good one, everyone. Take care, and see you next time. Later.